Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you a recipe, and the name of the recipe is called Prawn Dumpling. And over here I'm going to show you what are some of the ingredients we need to make this dish. So the first item over here, this is salt. So I've put this in a container. And the next item over here, this one is vegetarian oyster flavored sauce, or we call it simply just oyster sauce. And over here, this is light soy sauce. And then we need some Chinese cooking wine and sesame oil. And then over here we need white pepper. And then I've got sugar in this jar over here. And as for the main ingredient, I have minced the prawns, as well as I'm going to add spring onion greens and whites, as well as garlic into the stuffing. So I've actually cut them into tiny pieces and minced the garlic as well. So there are also spring onion greens and whites, and this is going to go into the soup. So this ingredients together with the sauce, they are all going to go into the stuffing, and I'm going to marinate the stuffing before I actually put the stuffing into this wonton wrap. And I'm going to actually fold the wonton, and then hence we call it prawn dumpling. So we are going to put the prawn dumpling into the soup, and I'm going to add this spring onion greens and some other seasoning into the soup. Alright, so you might also need a saucer like this with a little bit of water, just a pinch of water, to actually add it when you're actually folding the wonton. So I will show you how to do that later. So once again, these are the ingredients that you need for the recipe, and continue watching and I'll move on to the next step. Alright, so now we are going to add the sauce and all the ingredients into the prawn, and I'm actually going to marinate and keep the stuffing for about 10 minutes aside before actually I put it into the wonton wrap. So let's begin with the recipe. So first, using this teaspoon, I'm going to take about, say, half a teaspoon of salt. And then using the same teaspoon, I'm actually going to mix with the sugar, and I'm going to take about half a teaspoon of sugar as well. And I think that should be enough, because we don't need a lot of salt or sugar, because the sauce themselves contain some content of salt and sugar. So I think half a teaspoon should suffice. So next I'm going with the oyster sauce. So I'm going to add some oyster sauce into this, and I'm just going to eyeball maybe about a drop or so. Okay, I think that should be enough. And then next I'm going with the soy sauce. Okay, just a little bit like that. You can just eyeball. It's about half a teaspoon or so. And for the wine, the Chinese wine, it's actually rice wine, I'm going to add maybe a little bit like that. You can just roughly eyeball. It will come up to be about half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. And next I'm adding sesame oil into this. A few drops. I think that should be fine. And then I'm also adding white pepper. Okay, I think that should be it. Alright, and then once I've added in all the sauces, I'm going to add in the garlic and the spring onion greens. So I'm just going to put in the garlic, and then the spring onion greens and whites. Okay, so this one we're reserving for the soup, so I will use that later for the soup. So as of now, I am just going to mix the ingredients together. You can use your hands, or you can use a fork and spoon. It's up to the preference of the individual. So I prefer using hands because the ingredients and the sauce gets coated well. So we just give it a good mix like that. You don't have to add a lot of sauce. Okay, so just give it a good mix like that, and then all the sauces will be marinated and coated in the prawn stuffing. So we're going to leave this for about 10 minutes before I actually add this into the wonton wrap. So keep watching and I'll move on to the next step soon. Guys, so now for the wraps. Okay, I've laid out 2 wraps over here, and just to show you, the wrap is like this. It's quite thin and flimsy, and it's actually made of flour. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can actually fold the wrap. So first, I'm going to take like a little bit of the prawn stuffing, and then maybe just a little bit more. Okay, put it into the wonton wrap as so, and then using the tip of my index finger, I'm going to dab some water at the sides. There are 4 sides, right, in this square. I'm just going to dab it on 2 sides like so, and then I'm going to pinch like that. Okay, this first shape I'm making a triangle shape, so I think I just add a little bit more on the 3rd side as well. Okay, and then you know, just pinch at the sides, and then you can make it into this triangle shape like so. So this is the basic shape. Then there's another shape as well. So let me take a bit more of the stuffing. I'm going to put it inside here. Okay, and then again I'm going to dab a little bit of water at the 2 sides like so, and then I'm going to seal up the edges. And what's going to happen this time around, it's not going to be a triangle like the first one. I'm going to bring the 2 sides in. So this side comes up and this side also comes up. See, all 4 sides are meeting each other, and I'm just going to like give them a pinch from the sides, you know, like so, and this is the shape of the second dumpling. So this is the shape number 1, it looks like a triangle, and this is shape number 2, it looks like a dome. So these are the 2 ways you can actually fold the dumplings. Alright, so keep watching guys, and once I'm done with the rest of the dumplings, I'm going to move on to the final step, which is cooking the soup. So keep watching guys. So I'm back you guys, and after the dumplings had been made, I had actually taken a saucepan and put in some water, and as well as put in some of the seasonings and the spring onion whites. So let me explain to you. For the stock, I actually just basically added in water, and then I added in this chicken stock cube, and it's in the shape of this rectangular stock over here, as you can see. Okay, and so I normally use this chicken stock for my cooking, so yeah, I added about half of this cube inside here because we don't need to use the entire cube because it's loaded with MSG. And as well as to this, I also added in some sesame oil and wine, as well as the spring onion whites from here. So that's why the spring onion whites from this saucer are in the soup right now. So this has been sitting in here and boiling for about 10 to 15 minutes. And next I'm going to go ahead and add the salt into it. So you take about like a teaspoon full also of salt. Alright, and I haven't added in the pepper, so I'm going to also add in a dash of pepper like so. Okay, alright, and the rest of the ingredients have been added inside. So once I actually did that, I'm going to take the ladle and actually just kind of like stir the soup. Okay, so after which I'm actually going to add in the prawn dumpling into the soup. So first, as you can see, I actually made a couple, maybe about 5 of this triangle shaped dumplings, and about, I don't know, maybe it's about 20 over of this prawn dumpling over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them one by one like this, and I'm just going to like drop them into the soup like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take like the dumplings, and then I'm going to like, you know, drop it into the soup like that. Okay, so I will put in the rest of the dumplings in time to come, and towards the end we will add this spring onion green. So I'm going to actually let the dumplings sit in for about, it just should take about 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, and then once it's about 2 to 3 minutes, I'll come back and show you the rest of the video. So guys, it's been about 5 minutes, and I've been letting the dumplings sit in here, and it's coming to a ferocious boil, as you can see. So last of it all, I'm going to actually just throw in the spring onion greens for kind of like garnishing, and then I'm just going to like give it a good stir and switch off the flame. Alright, so do not cover the lid, because we want to kind of stop the cooking process, because even if you switch off the flame, it will still kind of like cook a little bit. So how you can tell the dumplings are cooked is from, you can kind of tell like they are floating at the top. If it's still sunk at the bottom, it means it's not cooked. So the fact is that, let me just like scoop out a dumpling over here. You can see that, you know, it's kind of like soft and it's still not floury, and that is floating at the top. So the dumpling should be something like this, yeah. And you can kind of tell like, maybe I'd take something that's more obvious, like this one over here. You can tell that there's a bit of orangey over there. It means the prawns inside have turned orange, and it means that it's cooked. So yeah, you can just sprinkle, put over the spring onion greens actually at the last part after you switch off the flame, but I prefer it being a bit cooked. That's the reason why I actually kind of like put it a few seconds before I switched off the flame. Yeah, right guys, so you can still add a little bit of say pepper and sesame oil to your dish, but I prefer it just being this way. Yeah, so stay tuned, because I'm going to scoop it and pour it into the bowl and kind of like show you how I'm going to like, you know, present it. Alright, so guys, like I promised you, this is the finished product. So it's been served in this beautiful cute little bowl, as you can see over here, and yeah, you can serve it in a cute little soup bowl like this with a soup spoon, and yeah, so it's like that. But you can also add some more spring onion greens for garnishing, which I am going to do. So I'm just going to add like, sprinkle some spring onion greens in there, okay, because I really love spring onion greens. So yeah, okay. And so yeah, so please enjoy your soup guys, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos, and do give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and do drop your comments below. I would love to read them. And thank you so much for watching you guys, and I will talk to you guys real soon. So bye bye.